Well, I'm here with one of the true Gypsy Kings, can I say?
Bambaleo!
Bambaleo! Well, I say that because people don't credit you enough, Andy Lee, as being, were you the first, second or third traveller to win a world title?
I was the first Gypsy of the modern
There you go.
era.
There you go.
Yeah, before everybody
Straight
else. In. Yeah. Yeah, that was nice. A nice badge of honour to win. Yeah.
You had the Dark Lord in your corner that night, Adam Booth.
Yeah.
Talk us through that. Where was it? Who was it? Because I want to just go over that for a minute because it's a special moment. It's not talked about enough. You're very loved in boxing. You're loved around the training circuit now, but you were a formidable. I ran into you in Finsbury Park just before that. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Weirdly, I was in Finsbury Park and you were about to go.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the opponent, the event, what was going on, and the fight itself that was very, very dramatic.
It's a long story. I don't know
Good.
how long you have
we
on
got
this.
we got hours.
I'm
going to put my feet up.
I'd beaten John Jackson in Madison Square Garden. Yep. Everyone sees that knockout on social media. Comes up every now and then. That was at light middleweight. So my career was just stalled. Adam and me were trying to get things moving. We went down to light middleweight, got that win. Waiting for the next opportunity wasn't coming. There was nothing happening. And the Dark Lord, as you said, works in mysterious ways. So the champion at the time was Peter Quillen, undefeated, all knockouts.
Peter Chocolate?
Yeah, that's right. And he was ordered to fight the number one contender, which was Matt Karabov, the Russian amateur star, number one in the world, the best amateur fighter, the next Russian star to turn professional. No one wanted to fight him. So it goes to purse bids, and at the time, Rock Nation was in boxing. Jay-Z won the purse bid, and because Al Heyman and Jay-Z have beef, they in PBC, Al Heyman tells Quillen to pull out the fight and vacate the title, and he did that.
And who slides in?
No, well, first of all, it was given. Billy Joe Saunders was next in
right.
ratings. He was fighting Chris Eubank. He didn't want to take the fight. Matthew Macklin was offered the fight. Didn't want to take the fight because Karabov. There was no upside to beating him. Very dangerous, very strong, technically great fighter. As good as these two fighting, as good as Bivol and Beterbiev, that type of style. And I wasn't even in the ratings, but Adam was on top of this like a shot. Rang Frank Warren, put Andy in the ratings. If he wins, he'll fight Billy Joe in the next fight. And I got my chance. And I took it with both hands. I knew it was my last chance. And
it was in Vegas.
Yeah, we were trained. I lived in Beausoleil. We trained in Monaco, and I used to go to the church there. And there was a Filipino mass service on a Sunday, and I never prayed for myself. But this time I said, "Please let me win this fight. Please let me win this fight." And I trained so hard, and I got the win, 6-round knockout, TKO, in Las Vegas, and brought the title home for all the Irish, all the Gypsies, and Kronk and everybody else.
There's another little indent there's another little nuance, another layer there. That you were having a hard time in that fight as well, weren't you, for 5 rounds?
Yeah, I was down on the scorecards.
Come on,
6-1
act it out. So, 5 rounds down, and then suddenly from
Boom.
nowhere, not from nowhere, but because Adam says you'd rehearsed it, you knew that punch was there. You had a punch with the Lord's Prayer in your fist, didn't you?
I always had that one.
And you flattened him.
And I was 6-1 underdog. So I got the win, and then that was the highlight of my career. And I stayed true to my word, fight Billy Joe next, but they didn't want it. And
Tricky customer, isn't he?
Yeah, then I fought Quillen.
Yeah.
I ended up fighting Peter Quillen, who had vacated the title. And we fought to a draw, which we were both on the canvas. And then I fought Saunders, and then he beat me. And then I fought one last fight in Madison Square Garden, Keandre Leatherwood, who was a decent middleweight, and then I retired. So that's it.
I'm so glad we finally told that story on talkSPORT, because I've never forgotten it, because I was reporting on it all at the time. And I think we knew from your fighting IQ that you were going to be very special if you ever trained people. And I think you're someone who is treasured in the corner of Tyson Fury. Obviously, camp hasn't begun again yet for the rematch with Oleksandr Usyk. Are you going to be involved?
I hope to be involved in some way, but the first fight with Usyk, I wasn't very involved. Like I only joined the camp the week of the fight because I had commitments with Joseph Parker and Paddy Donovan, and it might be the same this time around. They might have fights in December, or Paddy might have a fight in December.
Oh, are you revealing something about
Not
Joseph
yet.
Parker
No,
there
no,
or not?
Joe,
No,
no,
because he hasn't got one at the
no,
moment, has he?
No.
Paddy's great, by the way.
So yeah, I tried to do as much as I can and give as much input as I can, but there's only so much you can do as with Tyson, because Sugar Hill is the main man, and you can't serve two masters. Sugar is the man.
Just looking back at that undisputed title fight in May, I'll give you my take on it. Very honestly, I thought Usyk won 114, 113. That's how I scored it. I thought Tyson was dominating up to the end of the 7th round. Had him well ahead. In fact, looked along press row that night. We were all saying he's going to stop him here. He's going to beat him up and stop him here. But obviously, Usyk came back in the 8th, then in the 9th. It was very close towards the end. I just had him pipping it. How did you see the fight?
Yeah, somewhere along those lines. Similar. Tyson cruising up until round 9 and then takes that punch, shows unbelievable bravery and courage to get through it, and then sees out the next couple of rounds and then almost wins maybe the last round or two. So it was close. Thought it could have been a draw, but no arguments with Usyk getting the decision.
Well, it was split, wasn't it? So,
but fights are, they're won and lost in the ring, but they're also won and lost in the training and the preparation. And because of the rearranged, rescheduled fight, due to a cut, Tyson couldn't spar in the camp. And
so does that take that sharpness away?
Well, the conditioning, and the sharpness and your ability to concentrate and stay ready and sustain attacks. Because when Tyson would have success in the fight, he would have to ease off and back away and look to rest and build up his energy again before mounting the next attack. And in the meantime, it encouraged Usyk to come forward and encouraged and gave him the emphasis to go forward. You know what I mean? Gave him the encouragement to take it now, because I'm breaking a break. And that's all. But all boxing is staying consistent. All of it is about staying consistent and not taking breaks after your attack.
What's he got to do this time around? And will the camp be very different?
You know what? I don't think it'll be different, because he'll be able to spar. And you can do all the running, all the punching the bags and pads you want, all the weights, everything you can do. But you can do 2 rounds of sparring. It's way more beneficial than all of that. There's boxing fitness, and then there's fitness. There's training fitness. So he needs to do his boxing. He needs to get his sparring, get his rounds up, and that will go a long way to him being improved.
How does he win it second time around?
How does he win it? He does. I think the fighters will set out in the same way. Usyk will look to feint and come forward, and that will force Tyson to either engage with him or box and move. But what
can Tyson be more front foot this time?
He can, but he couldn't in the first fight because he didn't have the conditioning to do it. He had to take breaks because he hadn't sparred. Consciously or subconsciously, he had to take breaks, and that led to his downfall, as I said. But so this time around, how he'll win it, he'll be better conditioned, he'll be fitter, and he'll be sharper, and he'll be able to sustain attacks. And he'll do his good moves. Whatever he was landing, what was working was double jab, hook to the body, hook to the head, back on the jab, and then he can keep going instead of just doing those good moves and then backing off, looking for a rest, showboating a little bit to buy some time. So yeah, Tyson can improve a lot from the first fight. I'm not sure for you how much more Usyk can improve. He will improve. He will get better. He'll get confidence and he'll be buying off that win. But I'm not sure technically or performance how much more he can do.
Very quickly on a couple of other heavyweight topics. Do you believe that Anthony Joshua should be rematching Daniel Dubois immediately? They're looking at February. They're talking about behind the scenes. Conventional wisdom, I know he's rematched everyone he's lost to straight away, and he did look better in the second Usyk fight, and he retained the belts, or regained the belts rather, from Andy Ruiz. But given what I'm seeing, that was a mauling in many ways, and he got caught early and was in recovery and survival for 9 minutes in that fight till he threw a little bit back and had a bit of success. What's your feeling about whether, if you were advising him, if you were his promoter, if you were in his corner, if you were training him, would you be okay with him rematching Dubois straight away?
there's like, you got to look at it with many hats, because the fighting hat, or they want the rematch. The coaching hat, they want the rematch because you want to right the wrong. The business hat, from Eddie Hearn maybe, or even Joshua, they say wait. It says wait because there's Tyson and Usyk just about to happen.
Yeah.
Win or lose, Tyson wins or loses, you can fight him, and it's still a blockbuster.
If he wins,
fight.
he'll surely trilogy with Usyk, or
Who
maybe he
knows?
won't.
Maybe
Yeah.
there's a separation there,
Yeah.
because there's a blockbuster between him and
So
Joshua.
you're with me. Wait till see what the
But-
outcome, rather than say yes, I'm definitely going to fight Dubois in February.
The reasons to go for the rematch are huge, because there's pride.
Yeah.
There's, wanting to redeem yourself, and maybe that means more than money. And also, that fight could have easily been a different result, because it was a shootout between two big punches and two
Yeah.
heavyweights.
Yeah.
One lands, one doesn't land, or changes the result of the fight. Ben Davison got huge criticism for saying throw the uppercut, roll the dice. But if that uppercut lands and it hurts Dubois, Ben Davison's a genius, and it's only a fraction, an inch or a second or away from landing. So these are fights, and they're won and lost. These big fights are won and lost in literally, like I said, an inch or a second. There's nothing much in it.
Yeah, I've just interviewed Conor Benn in the adjacent room here, and he's obviously, when he's saying the Eubank fight is going to be made, obviously Eubank has to win on Saturday night against Kamil Zaramata, or presumably win. How do you see that fight now, 2 years on, between Ben and Eubank?
It's a one which
Do you want to see it?
I want to see it just because of the interest, the drama, the soap opera of the fight. Do I want to see it from a boxing point of view? Yeah, I do. I do want to see it as well, because they're both entertaining fighters, and that's what you want. Stories, if you watch the Vince McMahon documentary,
I have actually.
yeah. And what is the thing they built the WWF or E on? It's stories, it's drama, and that's what people want. They don't want, like, there's this fight, and it's the best fight in boxing. Bivol,
I'm going to come to that with you in a minute to end. Yeah,
it's not a soap opera,
No.
and so there's interest from boxing purists, probably only.
But it hasn't crossed to the mainstream,
yeah, well,
has it?
and it never will.
Yeah.
But these two guys,
it might if they have 3 fights.
yeah, it might, but there has to be a bit more colour.
Gunpowder.
Yeah,
to be lit.
Yeah. So that's what I think.
Is it Ben okay going up to middleweight to fight Eubank in your view?
He's
'Cause
had a
that's
couple.
where it's
No,
gonna
but he's
be.
had a couple at light middleweight, hasn't he? Since,
Yeah.
but
You seen him today or not?
yeah, seen
He
him
looks
chatting.
physically
He looks
good,
well.
doesn't he?
Looks well, yeah.
He looks well in himself.
But he
yeah.
doesn't look. He looks a lot smaller. You saw them face off earlier, Eubank and Ben.
What, you mean the little contretemps
Yeah,
in the
so
hotel? He's a
he's
little bit bigger.
go a bit bigger. Come fight time as well.
Would you have smashed up Chris Eubank?
I don't like to say that because I could probably still
You're
smash him up.
such a
I
lovely
could probably still
man.
smash him up.
You shouldn't. There you go, baby. There's the fighter.
One thing
it
you don't
never
lose.
You never lose that warrior in there, right in there. Look, finally, you're doing comms, presumably. Yeah. You're doing punditry. Final question. You just mentioned it. Artur Beterbiev, Dmitry Bivol. It's a fight we're all looking forward to. I wake up in the morning and I choose one guy. I go to bed at night and I wake up the next day and I choose the other guy.
Yeah.
I've gone for Beterbiev late on stoppage. Then I've gone back and watched Bivol against Canelo and thought, look how clever he was in that fight. Look at his. He could control his opponent. I've got him on points. At the moment, I've got him on points. How are you seeing this?
Yeah, at one stage.
And is the winner the number one pound for pound?
Not pound for. I wouldn't say pound for pound, but that's a big shout, pound for pound. But he's up there. He's in the top 5, maybe.
Both of them?
Yeah. No, the winner.
The winner.
Yeah.
Okay.
The winner.
How do you see it then? And you must have gone back and
Yeah,
forth.
I've changed as well, and fought like you, like Bivol will control the distance, will negate the aggression. But now I'm gone for Beterbiev, and I think I just edging him slightly.
What made you do that?
Because 12 rounds is a long time to keep a puncher like him off. And it's not just a puncher, he's so educated. There's a lot of tact and a lot of
The
skill
jumping
behind
jab,
it.
the fighting off the ropes, the 7-punch combinations, the
slip right hand and
Slip right,
and so there's a lot there for him. There's a lot, but Bivol could put on a masterclass, and it could be. It couldn't. I can't see it being very one-sided, but it could be. He could be a clear winner.
It's like that thing you could look back on the fight and go, yeah. Or you look back and go, yeah. What about a Bivol stoppage?
No, he's been down twice though. Beterbiev.
Yeah, but he gets up and he's a monster.
Yeah, he gets up. Yeah. So it's. I'm slightly edging towards Beterbiev, but I could easily see Bivol winning as well. It's a great fight. Great fight.
Your butler and your driver are here, I'm hearing, and it's time to end this interview. God, you live a life.
Where's my chef? Because I'm due my lunch now.
Yeah, well, apparently that is your butler, your chef, and your driver. Man, you are a gypsy king. Lovely to see you, mate.
Nice one.
Cheers, thank you.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.